Someone asked, how can I clean my mind from evil thoughts? My mind is racing with a lot of bad thoughts, a lot of dirt, many negative things, and I want to clean my mind. My mind is very dirty. It seems that a rubbish truck has disposed all the rubbish in my head. What can I do to clean my mind? Is there a way for me? Yes, there is, and I'll give you a few tips on how can you do it. And also, I'll read very soon a comment of someone who did this and how the person managed to do it. First of all, we understand that people nowadays have this serious problem on having their minds overloaded, dirty minds, racing minds. We are living in a time where there is a lot of information, unprecedented times that the human beings are exposed to. Let's say 20, 25 years ago, just 25 years ago, we didn't have this explosion of information we have today. Social media, many channels, fast, internet. Basically, there was not even internet back on those days. In the majority of homes, mobile phones that bring the world to you today. Back in the days, the mobile phone was a nation tool just for calling. There was not so much information, an avalanche of so many information as it is today, 25 years later. There's no precedent to what is happening in human history, to the impact that the age of information has on human mind. There's no precedent for this. Our parents, grandparents, and going even backwards, they never had the experience we have today because they've never had this level of access. Life was way simpler in the sense of information, both for good and bad. Today we are exposed to so much information that it's quite easy for your brain to shut down, for your brain to race and to not know what to do before so many information. And when the brain does not know what to do, it can react in many ways. It can react with depression, anxiety. Why are people so anxious nowadays? Anxiety is one of the evil that attacks humanity today. And has all to do with the avalanche of information that reaches people. Anxiety can also be provoked by what you know, what you desire to have. And there's never been presented so much before your eyes like today. We have the infinite scroll that you keep on sliding your finger through it. If you don't watch, you spend hours. You go through the night, sliding your finger through social media, videos. They've created the infinite scroll, and it's being fulfilled what is written in the book of Proverbs, that the eyes do not get tired on seeing. They never get tired. They found out that the eyes of the humans are insatiable. So they feed information, content, unlimited, and more they feed, more people consume it and more people want it. This is the evil of nowadays. And I believe only in a few years we'll have a clear impact of all this on human mind and especially on children and youths. Today we have this great challenge, this great problem in life. And what to do about it? The dirty mind, overloaded mind, what to do about it? Well, I'll read a comment and I'll give you two tips for you. Two tips. First, let's read the comment from Elisângela. She says like this: I was addicted to watching series. I was addicted to watching series. They've even created a name for this, binge watching. The person spend the night, the weekend. They start on episode 1 and there they go. 1, 2, 3, 5. They spend the whole night watching their favorite series. I was addicted on watching series. I've suffered with a lot of anxiety and depression. So now we can connect the dots. But 3 weeks ago, I've decided to return to God. I went to church and I've decided to sell the television. I don't regret it. I changed life. Many say I was radical. I was taking so much medication that I almost took my life away through suicide. But I am the one who knows about myself. I'm very well. And another thing, I left social media. Now I'm way better, very well, thank God. I know that this is not because she came to the Universal Church, and we don't have this practice in the Universal Church on telling people to sell their television. But for her, was something that she understood, this is harming me. I'm addicted to this. This is leading me to depression. I've attempted suicide. I don't want this anymore. She understood that. God Himself showed this to her. You are throwing rubbish to your mind. If they were series that were doing them well, but 99% of what you find out there, content you find out there, will fill your mind with this rubbish, depression, lack of hope, because the messages are the worst. Images, the worst possible. Images of violence, sex, rape, all that is not good. So the person fills themselves up with that, and what do you expect? That your brain will produce so much rotten, raw material that is placed in it. What do you think? So she understood that she needed to do what would be my first tip. If you want to clean your mind, first thing you must do is to stop on staying in it. Stop on staying in it. Stop on bringing more rubbish to it. Will be a great progress for you. As our friend Elisângela, in only 3 weeks, is already feeling the impact on stopping on watching series and have stopped on staying on social media at all times. 3 weeks. She's already feeling the inner cleansing. If you want to clean your mind, stop on bringing rubbish to it. This means watch over what you are consuming. What are you watching? What are you consuming through social media? On the websites you browse, the series that you watch, the songs you listen to, the news that you follow. What have you been consuming? The books you read? All the contents, all the visual, audiovisual information that you bring to your eyes, to your ears, transform into content, a spiritual, mental, and emotional content that will move you. You won't be indifferent to that. We are subjected to the information that comes to us. The greatest proof of that is when you listen to a song, you were not thinking about that song, but suddenly someone presses play, or someone in the radio, or close to you, right on the spot, you start to shake. You start to say the lyrics of the song, to move your feet, because the rhythm, the musical instrument from the song moved you. It's an instinct. It's natural. So nobody's immune to the information that they consume. So if you want to clean your mind, first, stop staying in it. Second tip, you need to know who you associate yourself with. Who are you mixing yourself with? Those from the past, they'll say, if you lie down with dogs, you rise up with fleas. And this is a truth. maybe because of a friendship, someone that you associated yourself with through friendship. There's all this that you don't want anymore. They live this life that you want to distance yourself from. If you have friendships that they like the life that you don't want anymore, you have to distance yourself from them and most probably sever certain friendships because they will harm you. And it's not only in the physical side, but also who are you following on social media? Who do you follow? Cleanse, a deep cleaning on your following list. Those channels you signed up, those emails you've signed up that come to your inbox, notifications that keep on bothering you, do a deep cleaning. Get out of everything. Stop on following what you don't want anymore and is harming you. Stop on associating yourself on those who have fleas, otherwise you will rise up with fleas too. Think about it. So empty yourself from this rubbish, taking these things that contaminated your thought, and as a bonus tip, if you want to be clean, then you need to bring what is clean to you. And there's nothing that is more pure for you to put in your mind than the pure Word of God. Consume what comes from above, what comes straight from the throne of God. The content from the Word of God will do this cleaning. And Jesus said this, "You are already clean because of the word which I have spoken to you." The Word of God is like a cleaning agent, the detergent, strong one, that you pour over the dirt, and in seconds it dissolves that layer of dirt in the stove. You just pass the sponge and everything comes out. The Word of God is like this in our head. It cleanses it. It purifies it. Do this constantly and your mind will be cleansed. You will sleep better. You will no longer be depressed, anxious, and you will see how different your mind and life will become. If today's video helped you and you know someone that could benefit from it, share it with them, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, you may do so now. See you later.